Oh, yeah. Time to talk a little sports here at the Wolf Nation Network. And real quick, let me mention, we didn't get to do our racing show. Dean's family is dealing with a family member who is very sick. And so we will pick that back up as soon as we can. Obviously, life comes first. So remember the Chaser family. The Potts family, as they're known. We call him Chaser. Sir Chaser here. He loves that. And he asked us to remind the pack, all the wolves, to pray for him. So if you want to be a part of the pack, we got these new hats, by the way. We have our online store, and I'm adding two things. I was working on that earlier today. But we have mugs. We have more on the way. We got some tablets. We've got hats. We got some variations on that. The coffee, as always, all that stuff. We're going to put some in the store here. This store, it's in the studio store, we call it. And I'm fixing to design up some shirts and get them in. I was working on that as well. We'll have that available in our Printful store at Shopify as well. I'm working on that right now. I actually already added one. I'll be adding many more. Just the Wolf Nation shirt. We'll get Wolf Nation Sports. We'll get all that up. And soon we're going to have this hat, which is pack member, says there. And we have the logo. And then we're going to have one that's for Ascending, Keep Ascending, for the Ascending group, which is Paul's business. And they're a big part of, going to be a big part of the network. So just real quick news, if you wasn't in the last show, we have all the things you see behind me. It's just a portion, all these boxes is all part of the new equipment, the new sound equipment, new board, new mics, new booms, new headphones, new cords for all that stuff. The only thing we didn't get yet is cameras. We'll be doing that later. We may be getting we'll also have our Roku channel soon, within probably a week and a half. We're spinning a lot of plates. I've got the First Light Show, which is on here 6 days a week, actually. We're up to episode 33 or 34 now. Got 2 of those ready to go. We're on the radio stations across South. Got to get my recording. I used a different source than I usually do, and I've got to up that a little bit, but we'll get through that. Growing pains, and so we may be only a little bit. We got to get on. We got to test our sound, get used to the new equipment. So we're going to start that hopefully this week. It could go into next week because when we start it, you're like up to your neck in change. And we could do a show if we had to, even if we set that up apart from it, if we were having problems, we need to get the experts involved. At Sweetwater, amazing people. They work with the biggest and the best. They work from the smallest to the greatest. They don't care. They work with anybody. And also, we've got some more signage for the studio, more lighting, and that won't stop. There'll be more of that, and just getting it better and better as we go. That's our vision, and the Roku is a big part of that. Talking to another company, and we're praying about it. They're good Christian. They mostly work with churches, but they do others as well. But we are Christian based. We're /ministry /news/sports, all that, and they will help us with our uptime. And I like what I'm hearing, so we'll see. They're very successful, and we're going to kind of revamp some things we're doing with our streams, and again, all of that. And then the next phase will be about $5,000 in cameras. So I don't mind telling you, it's expensive for what we want. Multi-angle, multi-directional. We'll get all this stuff. We need another room. We gotta have a lounge room for the guests and stuff to lounge in, and for people that won't be on studio. One room just needs to be studio, just nothing else in it but the amps, the guitars on the wall, the speakers, the microphones. Boy, these microphones are it's like going. If I was in Star Trek world, it would be, going from not even impulse power to warp speed. This is the kind of jump that we're going to be having in the mic department. And we're so excited. I'm just glad we could do it, that we could swing it. It's a big investment, but we've always believed in it. We've been passionate about it, and we're going to continue to be passionate, even through all the trials and tribulations and tragedy we've had in our life. Every show and it's running at the top of the scroll right now. It's dedicated to my wife. That's why I called her Lenny. Her name was Lynn. That's what she went by. She was her middle name. And she did so much for this, what became the network. From beginning and up to the very end, she was supportive of everything we did. We miss her terribly. This also helps us to get on here and talk to you. Let's talk some sports. I don't want to drag it down and make you, we're really excited about what's going on. Let's talk some baseball scores. I'm going to put some of this on the screen so you're not just seeing me look at it. You can actually, if you're keeping up. There's some ongoing games there, and I like some of these scores as a Braves fan. Loving the score there right there. The Reds all over the Phillies. Loving that. Bottom of the eighth. This thing's about to wrap up. 11-4. The Reds pulling out the whooping stick. The Phillies have been playing well. They've lost a couple of games by pretty wide margins lately, so that they were closing in. They're still right there, but the Braves won tonight. We'll get to that in a minute. And then we'll look at the standings as we approach the All-Star break. This is tightened up from about 9.5, maybe even close to, I think, maybe 10 games once. I know it's 9.5. Y'all, they'll be down to 2.5, 3, something like that. So anyway, they're 51-41, but they took a huge loss to the Reds. Oh, they will be, unless they go on a here in the very end here, if they're able to, if they got one more shot here, if they get an opportunity to do that. But it looks like they're going to go down 11-4. Anything changes, we'll let you know. Top of the ninth there, we got the Red Sox over the White Sox. Got the Sox against the Sox. 5-0, top of the ninth. Richards pitching. Cleveland Twins tied up. Both these teams are playing around 500 ball. Not horrible, not great, but hang in there. Thunderberg on the mound right now. Pitching against two Hedges. Brewers and Cardinals. Cardinals have been playing better lately, and their record is showing they're top of the ninth, 5-1. In the sixth, the Angels all over the Rangers, 9-0. Yeah. Don't like that. I like the Angels. I kind of like the Rangers too. Guzman is due up, Peraza, and Siri. So we'll see. That's the end of the sixth. The Diamondbacks, top of the first with the Padres. No score. King against Marte. In the top of the first, Rockies and Dodgers. Another Dodgers have 60 wins now. 60 wins, count them. Against the Rockies, Sasaki batting to McCarthy. Finals, Blue Jays tore up. The Giants are such a pitiful team right now. I know they're so frustrated. New coach, new hopes, dashed hopes. Blue Jays 10-0 over the Giants. I bet. I'm just wondering if at any point during this season, Tony Vitelli was saying, "Oh, it was good on old Rocky Top, Tennessee," because he's getting more money. He's on a bigger stage. But, man, this has been hard on – it's got to be hard on him. And then those Cubbies, 9-7, the final over the Orioles. Cubbies now 12 games over 500. The win of the Ray, or the win of the Blue Jays, Cease got that win. Webb the loss. Kramer the loss here for the Orioles. Webb the save. Athletics, they have been playing well, not to not. Tigers, another team that's been a disappointment. Tigers, 6-1 winners. Melton the win. Springs the loss. Look at that, 3-9, 6.08 ERA there. Melton 5-1 and 1.82. Nice. I mean, here we are, American League. That's like old school National League ERA there. But nice first part of the season there, Mr. Melton. And there it is, your Atlanta Braves, if you're in the South and you like the Braves, 3-0 over the Pirates. Braves are 53-38. They did have the best record in baseball. You can see they're 7 games off that now. Pirates 47-46. Dodd the win, 1-0, or 1-0, excuse me, 2.16 ERA. The loss was Santana, 2-4, 5.17. All-Star member Iglesias, first time, I believe, for the All-Star game. Got the save, number 26. Braves needed that big time. The lowly Yankees, man, are they in a tumble. Still got a great record. They've been getting hammered. The Rays beat them again. They've been ripping them. 2 games in a row, they had, 17-plus strikeouts? Back-to-back jack. Rays, 54-36, 3-0 of the Yankees, 50-42. McClanahan, the win. Garrett Cole. He's 3-4, 4.04 so far this season. The loss. Baker, the save. So we'll see. I think I said earlier it was number 26, number 18. I was looking at the number, not the save number. So forgive me if you're yelling into the thing. Just don't call me an idiot. Just say I made a mistake. And then the Marlins. The Marlins have been playing well. I got to give them credit. 51-42, 2-0 over the Mariners. Phillips the win. Kirby the loss. Fairbanks the 13th save. Look at number 13. The Nationals all over the Stros, 8-2. Griffin the win. Arrighetti the loss. 75, 4.50 on the season for Arrighetti. The Mets got a win, 6-2 over the Royals. Raley the win. Lang the loss. Ooh, look at that record. 0-5, 5.92. The Mets, they just continue to suck. It's the only saving grace is that the Yankees have been playing bad lately. But 39-54, excuse me, 39-54 on the season. They are 20-25 at home. Ouch. The Brewers took it on the chin there, 5-1 to the Cardinals, 48-43. Anyway, McCreevy, the win. Now that game we were talking about earlier, Harrison, the loss. He is 8-2 and 3.101 on the season. Let's look at the standings. Standings. American League first, Tampa Bay Rays. There we see them. 54-36. 5 games up on the Yankees. The Yankees are 2-8, as you can see there. 2-8 in their last 10. The Rays, 7-3. Toronto, everybody else is more than 10 games out. In fact, more than 11 games out. Toronto, Boston, who are 8-2 over the last 10. They've been playing well. They've won 4. in a row. They're putting pressure on Toronto. They may move up here out of that slot. And the Orioles are in the basement. Pretty top between those. Central, the White Sox game up on the Cleveland team. Minnesota's 3 games out, Detroit 6, Kansas City 10. Not too bad a spread. Most of the teams in this division are playing 500 or better, except for those Royals. The Rangers losing tonight. They're still even up with the Mariners. They are 7-3 of the last 10. Mariners 5-5. The Stros are 2 out. 5-5 as well. The Athletics kind of dropping out. Ugly last 10, 1-9. They were hanging in there. They were doing good. Now they're 41-51. The Angels, 36-56, 2-8 over their last 10. They got one. Was that the one that won tonight? No, they lost. National League, there's the Atlanta Braves. Razor thin, 2.5, 53-38. They're 4-6 over the last 10. The Phillies were doing a lot better, 5-5. This thing is, they've cooled off. But both teams had a win. Now this has still got to go final. So they would be Braves be 5-6. They would be 5-6. It'd be even up on the last 10, and that would push them again another full game back, 3.5. That would be a little bit of breathing room. They need it. The Braves do. The Marlins nipping at their heels, only 3 out. This may be the story of the National League right now. I think the Marlins are playing really well baseball. They're 7-3 over the last 10, and got to give them credit. They don't get a lot of support down in Miami. Good for them. I'm not a Marlins fan, but you know what? I've said they probably need to move the team to Nashville or somewhere in the future. Them or the Oakland need to move. But you got to give them credit. They're only 3 out. It'd be great to see the Phillies drop back behind them. The Nationals are 6-4 over the last 10. And the lowly Mets are 4-6, 15.5 games out. They're not going anywhere. But the Nationals and the Marlins are well within striking distance of everything that's going on. The Brewers pretty well handling everything, up 6.5, even though the Cubs are 8-2 over the last 10. So are the Brewers. And then you have the Cardinals, Pirates, and Reds, who got a big win, or would be. It's got to go final. It'd be a big win for them. And then those Dodgers from Chavez Ravine. Cali, 60-33, 7-3 over the last 10. They did lose their last game. They're the highest payroll in baseball, I believe, and they're playing like it. 14 games up over with the Diamondbacks and the Padres. The poor Giants, 21.5 out, only saved from the basement by a half game from the Rockies, who were 38-55. Not good for them. So we'll see. The schedule for Thursday, Atlanta again at Pittsburgh. You'll have Elder against Keller. So we need Elder to be the Bryce Elder that we know. I don't mind saying it that way. I'm a Braves fan. Come on, Bryce Elder. We need you to have a good game. Kansas City's at New York. Waka, Manea. Kansas City, New York. Yeah. And the Yankees, who are just horrible right now. Against those Rays again, undecided against Drew Rasmussen. Cubbies in Baltimore, Peterson against Rogers. Cleveland and Minnesota, Gavin Williams against Ober. Boston, Chicago, Sandoval against Kay. Athletics in Detroit, Perkins against Valdez. Seattle and Miami, Bryce Miller against Junk. Jansen Junk. Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Jesus Luzardo against Singer. Milwaukee and St. Louis, Henderson against Palante. Angels, Rangers, Detmers against Evaldi. Arizona, San Diego, Kelly against Canning. And the Colorado, San Francisco, Feltner against that undefeated, undecided. Undecided never loses, never wins. So we'll see. And then into Friday, you see some swinging around here as they get ready for the weekend series. You're going to have Atlanta against St. Louis, and at St. Louis, the Braves are on the road trip. Philadelphia against Detroit. That is a little bit better numbers for Philly. Detroit has not played well, even though both teams are playing on the road. I'd say Philly has an edge there. The Braves need to watch out. It could be bad for them. They need to have a good weekend series. Of course, they got to finish business up tonight and tomorrow. Some others that may stand out: Chicago and Cincinnati. It's always a good series. Those Miami's going to be against Cleveland. I think that's plus for Miami. I think that's good for them. And they're starting off with Alcantara. That's a good start place. Who else? New York, the Mets in Boston. Sonny Gray, boy, he's been around for a while. I remember him back in the days of the Oakland A's. Sonny Gray. If you ever play fantasy sports, fantasy baseball or whatever, these players, they stand out because you had them on your team a lot of times. Toronto and San Diego. Los Angeles has Arizona, and San Francisco, Colorado. They're playing at home. These teams can. Los Angeles probably just keep stroking here. San Francisco need to show up a little bit more. The Rays in Seattle, not getting the Yankees there. So anyway, we'll see. It should be interesting to see how this shapes up over the weekend. But the Braves could, they need to hammer down because they've blown about 6 full games off. Well, it'd be less than that if these scores hold tonight. And I think the Phillies already was in the ninth, so it would be a full game. So nothing against the Phillies, a great team, but obviously we're rooting for Atlanta. They were predicted to be third in the division, right now, still holding on to first place in the National League East. Go Bravos! This team has started off like a flamethrower, and then they've cooled. Pitching was a concern, but even the bats, Rays need to make a move. They need another pitcher, and they need another bat. And I like our friend Shroom that came on the show here a couple of weeks ago. I'm hoping he'll be back with us. He's now. We just told him he's part of the show. Come on when you can. He also plays fantasy sports and good guy. Knows his stuff. But he made a good comment that Strider, maybe if they could move him to the bullpen, man. I mean, the other guy, Iglesias, they've got some other answers there, but he would be excellent at that. He can just throw those fastballs and not have to worry about eating innings. Just go out there and put him up in the last inning or two. But can you imagine him coming in throwing heat like that in the ninth inning? Because I imagine Iglesias not going to. I don't know how much longer he'll be with the Braves. I mean, he's got a little age on him. They've got some other candidates, but that'd be a great move. But you got to have some starting pitching, and the Braves are a little bit deficient in that. At least steady, consistent. They've got a lot of candidates, don't have a lot of answers. So I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if they've got the ability to swing a trade that works for everybody. The Braves don't give up too much, get some quality. They're not going to get an ace, but maybe they get somebody to sit right in the middle of that or the back end of that lineup that eats innings and is a ground ball pitcher or something like that. At this point, you're not going to get everybody strikeout person, but somebody that could come in and eat some innings and be that fifth starter or whatever. Maybe even bump up to the number 4 spot at times. They need to get somebody else like that, and they still got to get healthy. So it'll be a great run for the roses, as they say, even though that's from another sport. The run for the championship. Looking forward to that. NFL camp's opening up. We're in July. It's hotter than blue blazes. I feel for them. A lot of questions to be answered as teams get ready. And now for your viewing pleasure, for you Kansas City fans, I do like Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a Falcons fan. Say that. They kill me every year. Now you get to see even more of now the married couple, Kelsey Swift. You know that's going to happen. It's going to be, if it was bad before, folks, if it burnt you out before to see those two so much on screen, so much, get ready. It's going to be even more so now. Some people just hate that. I think it's funny, So, and another big question, in basketball, where does LeBron go? A lot of talk he might go back to Cleveland. Philadelphia's been in the mix, and another team or two. But it would make sense. He's still, amazing. I'm not a LeBron fan. I respect his talent, all that he's done. I just don't like some of the things he does. But average 20 at this stage of his career, that's not bad. That's not bad. it would be a nice end of the story. Go home, play for Cleveland again, and close out and become a whatever he does in the future. Watch his kids play or whatever. I imagine he's going to stay close to the game, but I don't know how many years he wants to play. If it's 1, 2, 3, I don't know. He's been playing a long time, but that would be a nice end of the story. But then there's also the possibility you go somewhere and you have a chance to win to win another championship, and that's always in a player's mind. So the guy's got the money. It's not a money thing, although he'll take the check, whatever they're offering, he's taking. But it's not about money now. It's about where do you finish at? How do you want to finish this thing? And he's got a few options. So whether you like him or not, this is a time frame you say you can watch. It's going to be like all those of us that watch Jordan or Bird or Dr. J or coming up Kobe, whoever it was. You're going to say, think about it in our lifetimes. Think about it in our lifetimes. I don't know what's coming in the future, but in my lifetime, that I got to see all those and many more. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you go all the way back, Wilt Chamberlain. I caught the tail end of his career, kind of paid attention to some of that. But to be able to see all those great players and many, many more I didn't even mention over the course of that time. Legends that, we can say that we saw play. Pete Maravich, the list goes on and on. Crazy. It's the same in every sport, but pretty amazing in basketball. Some just the superstars that really stand out, that define an era. They're so good. And there's others. I know I missed a couple. But again, just to know that in way back in the days, I was watching, Julius Erving before he came to the NBA, the old ABA. Loved that multicolored ball, had the big afro. What a time. What a time, guys. Like the folks that go back and watch Joe Namath and the different league, the ABA, the AFL for football. But yeah, we've grown up with some sports. If you're younger, you go back and look at the clips and all that stuff. But what amazing teams! You're dominating. Celtics, Lakers, Sixers got in there and won a couple. The great run by Golden State, and the Heat. Just Lakers, whoever. It's truly amazing. And now the Knicks have won after so long. Not a Knicks fan, but it's good to see someone come back in after so many years and win. And then I know some people get mad when I bring it up. The WNBA. Caitlin Clark was back tonight. We'll catch that up tomorrow and see what's going on. Maybe we'll touch on that in the Wolf Report in the morning at noon, mid-afternoon or mid-morning, whatever you want to say. We'll catch up with that story. But it is bringing a lot of attention to the WNBA. And somebody brought up a good point here recently. We're going to get off here in a minute. But, what if she went to Europe? What if her and her partner there, who plays so well and defends her, Sophia. Anyway, what if they both went to Europe? And so the WNBA, we're going to go make a whole lot more money over here. And how that would hurt the WNBA. They better get a handle on what's going on. They could lose two of their biggest stars. And every game that Caitlin Clark does not play, that's a loss. Count that as a loss. And they always say, like in the NFL, you got to protect the quarterback. People get mad, because they want to just see them get hit and drilled and everything else. The reason they do that is because that person is central to the game, to the team. They're usually the star, or right there, them and another person stars. And the more that starting quarterback is out, the more people are going to tune out because they want to watch it. I remember I've said this before. I went years ago. I was watching the Falcons play, and it was against New England. It's when Drew Bledsoe was playing. And I remember there was some New England fans there, and they traveled one game. They went to every home game, had for years, but it was a group of friends, and they would travel to one road game every year. And that year they chose Atlanta. We just sat together. It was amazing. We had a lot of similarities. This is back when Morton Anderson, Falcons won the game. Drew Bledsoe didn't play. He was hurt. He warmed up at halftime. They thought he was coming in. They were bummed out the whole game because I don't think they knew that. I think that was a game time decision. Bledsoe was just still banged up, and him being on the sidelines. I mean, they still a close game. They still played well. Falcons won it, but they were bummed out. They traveled all that way to watch them play the Falcons. They lost, and Bledsoe didn't even play. I remember when he got up, and they said, "Oh, he's coming in the game." I said, "No, he's just warming up. They're just keeping him loose." But my memory of that game is Morton Anderson came in right before halftime, and because they thought they'd stopped us, and I knew he could kick up. Morton Anderson could kick up over a 50-yarder easy, and this was like, I don't remember if it was 54, 51, 54. I think it's 54 yards. He comes in and he goes, "Oh, yeah, we stopped him." I said, "Well, we still got a field goal." And they said, "No way with that New England." And I said, "No way, they're not going to bring in Morton Anderson. How old is he? He's not. No way." So here he comes trotting out on the field. They're all like, "Well, he's coming." I said, "Well, there he is." "Oh, he won't make that." AG, sorry about your network is bad, but thank you for being here on the network here, the Wolf Nation Network. And thanks for coming in anytime. And Guy, I hope I said it right, Guy. Who do you like? Who do you root for in sports? But anyway, Morton Anderson comes out, he lines up, and he crushes it right down the middle. Score! Oh, did we dog those guys out? But it was wild. I was a fantasy football commissioner in my league. The guy in front of me, he was the kind of the leader of all the friends. He was the fantasy football commissioner in his league. And believe it or not, our teams were almost similar. It's scary. It was a lot like a, ooh, like, what in the world is going on here? They go to one road game. We just happen to go to that game. Our seats are right in front of, they're in one row. I'm right behind him. And we ended up becoming really good friends. We didn't argue. I mean, all these people fighting in the stands in these games. Of course, we wasn't up there boozing it up and, acting stupid. But we really loved I hadn't got to go. And Arthur Blank is really about putting me out of being able to go to a game. We're trying to arrange, but my gosh, when you start looking at all the costs that they've done to build the House of Blank down there, I guess he could afford another suede jacket to go down the sidelines and clap some more. I mean, he's gonna be doing a lot of crying this year because, hey, I wish they do better. I wish them the best, but come on, Penix, Tua, they're only be in the injury report more than they're going to be in the game. So I hope not. I do hope not. But the past is usually a predictor of the future, and in their case, 2 bad knees equals out, and in Tua's case, multiple concussions equals out. And I just don't see how they can stay unless they went to a pure ground game and just handed the ball off. That's the only way them guys stay healthy all year. And their third quarterback at this present time is like I think the dude's like, I don't know. He's up there. We'll just say that. He's at the back end of his career. They're gonna have to get somebody. That's not gonna work. They could be down 3 quarterbacks and I don't know who comes in. I really don't. But I'm looking forward to the football kicking off. College, we're going to cover. We really are behind a little bit because with all the changes we've been doing here and a lot that's been going on. And for those that don't know, my wife passed away, and it's been just slightly over 10 weeks now. So there's been a lot happening. We got new equipment, new things coming in the studio. So we got to get all that switched around. Be looking for us on Roku here in about 2 weeks. We should be up, probably less, but 2 weeks for sure. The Wolf Nation Network will be on Roku, and we're on all these different networks, including X, which our friend has came in. We appreciate that. Come by anytime if you ever like to come up on, be a part of the show. Let me know. We love having friends. We have a lot of great co-hosts here and folks that are going to be a part. We cover a lot of racing, and we'll be covering fantasy sports, again, fantasy football. That will start this week. We've been trying to get it up for a couple of weeks, but with everything that's happened, we're just still trying to get things kind of lined up. We do a lot of different kind of shows here, but sports will always be central. We do the Wolf Nation Sports. We also do the SFP Sports, which airs with the racing. I think we have a guest, for the racing hour, or the dirt report, the dirt track. We also have a new show on the dirt side. It's just going to focus on the tri-state area here, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee. We want to highlight those tracks, those dirt tracks. We don't want to lose anymore, so we're going to try to highlight them. There's a lot of people out there covering a lot of dirt, and we'll interview people all over the country and world. But we're going to do a show and focus just on the winners and highlight those drivers. We know many of them. We're meeting more of them as we go. Some of them in the studio here. We have a lot of friends out there. We're trying to partner with the tracks. and just give them a boost. I'm really pleased. The turnouts at these tracks have been really good. It's good to see. Chattanooga does not have a track in town anymore, or Cleveland. So we're either going down to Chatsworth, we're going up to up above Sweetwater in Tennessee, or over to Fort Payne, and there's 3 or 4 others. But we gotta put a highlight on that. We do have an interview that I did with a Kansas City race announcer. We had a big storm that day. I'm going to try to preview. I just want to make sure that the stream held. We recorded it. Massive storm here. It's hit us so hard with our we've been kind of up and down with our lives. We've recorded a little bit more just to stay around that. It's been pretty strong today, and I hope massive storms. And it has hit the area really hard, but we lost a lot of power, trees down. It has affected the network we use. But that's one of the things we're speaking with a company about out of Nashville. They're going to help us stay up more and clear, and you won't notice any of those gaps that happen. Just be patient with us as we grow, because we've got to get all this new equipment hooked up. Got to get out of the boxes, those behind me, those on the other side of the studio. And it's going to be a better for us, better for you, better for our guests. And it's a huge investment, one that we are excited about, and also Roku and other things that we're working on down the line. I do got to work in the morning. I will be on in the morning. I'll be looking for first light. Our devotion was I already recorded that. That'll be up at 5:30. We're still in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. And then at 6 a.m., the Cornbread Man morning show with me, Dave, the Cornbread Man, as your host. And at noon, we'll have Wolf Nation, where we hit a little news, a little sports, a little good news. And then tomorrow night, Biscuit Boy's back in the house. So that means we should be able to get back to the Cornbread Nation show. We ain't done that in a couple of weeks, maybe 3. Our TikTok live we do, which goes up on our Substack. You said it up there. We have some shows that, it's raining again. Hopefully no storm. But anyway, we will we put that on the Substack. We have a show that we do on Saturday called Just How Big of a Boy Are You? That is only seen at Substack. Become a free subscriber today. We'll have another giveaway, and tomorrow we got a draw for our June giveaway, and we'll announce what July's is going to be, what we're going to have. So we'll see who wins. It is coming down, as they say. Hopefully no bad storm, just rain. This has been the MO for the last 3 weeks. We've got hit really hard, knocked us off the air, knocked the power out in the area. The paths have been really bad. High winds, heavy rains, even flooding my road. You couldn't get in or out one day last week, a little over a week ago. It might have been not even a week ago. I think it's only been less than a week. Friday be a week. Boy, it was such a heavy. I took Friday. We had Friday off for the holiday. That day it just hit us. Hard. But that's life, and that's what happens. But hey, thanks for your support of the Wolf Nation Network. It's more than a podcast. It's a network, because we're many podcasts in one. That's not being egotistical. That's just what we are. Some people hear that and say, what do you mean network? We are radio. We are podcast. We're TV. We're all those things. So it's Wolf Nation Network. And remember, the wolf knows, this side. The wolf knows. And we'll have a lot of merch on that. We've got our Wolf Nation coffee. And you'll be hearing a lot more about other things that are going on. Go sports. I can't wait for college football, NFL. The World Cup is coming close. Will soon be over. Baseball will be in the playoffs here before you know it. Then the Braves hold off the Phillies. We'll see. And many, many other items. Where does LeBron go? Can Caitlin stay on the court tonight? I don't know if the game's over yet. She was back from injury. Do they knock her down? Do they beat her up? With Sophie, right? Sophia Mack. Always mix up her name. Does she go? She reminds me of Bill Laimbeer. Come down the middle on me, why don't you? I'll take you out. It's a free for all in the WNBA. But take care and God bless. We'll see you soon. We'll see you in the morning, hopefully. And pray for us. We'll pray for you. God bless you. God bless America. We are truly blessed. We really are. Take care.